It's 8:41 on a Wednesday. The conversation about justice and the future of policing in our country. A big story this morning, of course, following the verdict in the Derek Chauvin trial. Protests also happening overnight in Columbus, Ohio, where a 16-year-old girl was shot and killed by police. So joining us this morning is Professor Valena Beety from ASU's Sandra Day O'Connor College of Law. Professor, I want to thank you for being with us this morning. You have such a background on this. I want to point out to our viewers, you've worked as a prosecutor. You've also done some work with the Innocence Project and wrongful convictions. You've really seen both sides of the legal coin here. I'd love to just get your initial thoughts on yesterday's verdict.
Right. I mean, this is a victory in accountability, but it's only the first step in changing police culture and creating safety, as is exemplified by the number of people who sadly have been killed by police during the course of this trial.
Yeah, and on that note, what do you think this conviction, what message does it send, especially to our communities of color, do you think?
I think it's a step forward. You know, it's a first step, but there's many examples of police reform that are being considered right now, and I think it's a signal that those need to be taken seriously. We need to seriously commit to reforming police behavior, particularly in Arizona.
Yeah, and that actually leads into my next question, Professor, is, this specific case here, what kind of impact do we think this is going to have on future excessive force investigations?
Well, we know that sadly, in 2018, Phoenix police officers shot and killed more civilians than any other police department in the country. We know from an extensive report by the Arizona Republic that looked at 600 police shootings from 2011 to 2018, that officers were cleared in almost every single shooting. So this really is a message to step forward with accountability, but also with police behavior.
Yeah, and I think one of the first steps is having these conversations and involving all members of our community, not just people of color, but everybody, because it's a systemic issue and it's something as a society that we all need to work to find a solution for. But what do you think are some other steps we can all collectively take?
Right. And the fundamental concern about this is safety. Some people feel safety with police, other people don't. So how can we create safety for all people with police so police can truly live up to their title of peacekeepers? Well, we know that the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act in Congress right now would eliminate chokeholds. And that's something that our Chief Williams in Phoenix did last summer with the Phoenix Police Department. Another legislative proposal is police bystander accountability, to encourage bystander police officers to intervene when they see an officer using excessive force. And that passed in Colorado. And finally, I'll just say in Phoenix, we're the largest city in the United States without a community police oversight board. Our Phoenix City Council agreed to fund an Office of Accountability and Transparency, but it hasn't moved forward. And in fact, was voted against moving forward in December. So we're still faltering on that.
Yeah, and so you think that that oversight committee is an essential tool here in getting that reform done?
I absolutely do. And we see that Tempe has done that. Tempe has been able to create a successful civilian review board. And the Tempe Police Department now has training on de-escalation, how to respond in a way other than using a gun.
Okay, so obviously we know that there are some local components and local solutions to this. What about at the state and federal level? We recently heard President Joe Biden say he'd like to leave this up to Congress to come up with some kind of bipartisan deal. Some people feel like that's the right avenue. Other people feel like he needs to maybe take some executive action to enforce some changes immediately. So what can we do at the federal level and the state level as well, do you think?
Sure. So I apologize for that. George Floyd Justice and Policing Act in Congress right now, again, that would do many things. It would limit qualified immunity, for example, as a defense to civil charges against police. And that may be something that the state legislature here wants to do, to limit qualified immunity. And again, we're talking about civil accountability. And one thing I hear discussed is also Well, maybe police officers who use excessive force and kill someone shouldn't continue to be police officers. Maybe that's the step in creating safety, is that you don't get to have that job unless you're able to use measured force and only when it's necessary.
Yeah, and I think we can all agree that it's a shame that it's taken events like these to kind of wake everybody up. But as we mentioned before, it starts with conversations just like this that we can try to build trust again when it comes to policing, especially in our communities of color.
Absolutely. And we all want safety, and the police also want safety.
Sure.
So, how can we make that more of a reality?
Yeah. Professor Valena Beety from ASU, of course, I want to thank you for helping us dissect this. Obviously, there's so many components to this. And as I mentioned off the top, it's really something that everyone as a whole, as a society, we do need to work together to find some solutions. So, Counsel, thank you for being with us this morning. I appreciate getting your legal insight.
Thank you.
Okay. Allison, over to you.